So there was a tweet that just dropped last night regarding Roblox child safety, and it had to do with a tweet that was reposted by Schlep, and it was by the name of a guy named Edwin Dorsey. And this individual is known for exposing bad companies or quote unquote bad actors, as what we've been calling it over the last couple of days. And what we know is this person made a tweet last night about 30 different child abuse cases via Roblox since 2019. And just as a warning, this is going to cover a lot of sensitive topics in this tweet. So if you want to click off the video now, then I highly urge you to do so. But if you want to stay and if you want to listen to all of what this person has to say, it's a very informative tweet. And I believe that this needs to be shared even off of Twitter. So make sure you guys share this video, get this around to people, because I don't want this just to lay dormant on Twitter. This is a very big deal for the Roblox community seeing this. And quite frankly, if it's reposted by Schlep, I think it's going to be a very big deal. So we're going to cover it in this video from start to finish. There's a lot of cases to go over. So bear with me as we go through these. We're going to just kind of go through them one by one. We won't talk about them like all completely in depth, but we're going to talk about every single one of them and highlight them and make sure that this is known on YouTube and in other spaces. Once again, share the video. I want to get this out there to people that have not already seen this tweet. But it starts with this. I've been tracking systemic child abuse on Roblox for years. Here are 30, not 3, 30 Roblox child abuse cases they don't want you reading about. And this is what we're going to be starting with. In 2019, 29-year-old convicted pedophile Owen Thomas groomed 150 children to engage in sexual activity using Roblox. 60 of those children were under the age of 13. In many cases, Thomas used Roblox's in-game currency, Robux, to solicit them. In one case, Thomas paid a 10-year-old victim 400 Robux to perform a sexual act while he watched it on a webcam. A lawyer called the volume of abuse possibly unprecedented. This, just even reading this right off the bat, absolutely disgusts me. And the fact that this is something that happened in 2019, I never heard about this. This never was talked about in the Roblox community. Where was this? Just to continue forward here. In September 2020, a 48-year-old registered sex offender, Clinton McElroy, was arrested after convincing an 8-year-old girl into sending sexually explicit videos in exchange for Robux. McElroy was previously convicted in 2018 of commercial sexual exploitation of a 14-year-old child. So a previous offender in this case. Number 3. In February 2021, Jose D. Molina kidnapped an 11-year-old child he was communicating with through Roblox. More has to be filtered, more has to be done, and not to mention with the whole idea of them trying to get more language to be utilized for 17 plus users. This isn't going to make it any easier with communicating. It's just going to make, or this isn't going to make it any better, I should say. It's going to make it even worse. In June 2021, 18-year-old Ron McClough was indicted for using Roblox to lure and commit sexual offenses against several girls between the ages of 7 and 12. According to the charges, McClough would contact girls on the game's chat and offer Robux in exchange for partially nude photos. So as far as what I'm getting here, there's going to be a little bit of a trend, I imagine, in this video regarding Robux. And it's unfortunate that Robux is being used as a way of being able to lure these kids in. It's just a tactic that they're just going to be continuing to utilize throughout these next 25 that we're going to be reading here. Number 5 says this. In July of 2021, 23-year-old Terrence Bardo was arrested for indecent solicitation of a child, violation of sex offender registry, and grooming after he contacted a 12-year-old boy in Texas via Roblox. At the time Bardo joined Roblox, he was already a convicted sex offender in Washington State. Number 6 says this. In August of 2021, 61-year-old John Matthew Pekuk was indicted after posing as a 13-year-old boy on Roblox. He contacted a 12-year-old girl and requested sexually explicit photos of her and her 5-year-old sibling. Number 7 says this. In January of 2022, Sarasota County Police released a redacted probable cause affidavit against 45-year-old Shane Penzak on 7 felony charges, including crimes against children, including lewd and lascivious battery on a child. Penzak allegedly impersonated a teenage girl on Roblox to meet his victims and sent electronic Roblox gift cards in exchange for nude photos. Again, a trend with the Robux. Number 8 says this. In February 2022, 33-year-old Howard Graham drove around 900 miles. Goodness me. To meet a 13-year-old girl he had connected with 2 days earlier on Roblox. Graham drove the girl from her home in Topeka, Kansas, back to his home in Clayton County, Georgia. The next month, Graham, who had a prior criminal matter from 2007, was arrested on multiple charges, including rape, kidnapping, and sex trafficking. Police found the 13-year-old girl outside a Dollar General. That is just plain sad. It's insanely unfortunate. In April 2022, number 9 says this. 19-year-old Anthony Joshua Borghese was arrested after kidnapping a child under the age of 12, along with allegations of sexual abuse. Police in Borghese met the girl through the game Roblox. In July of 2022, Roblox game developer Arnold Castillo was arrested on charges of transportation of a minor with intent to engage in criminal sexual activity and coercion and enticement of a minor. Number 11 says this. Also in July 2022, 19-year-old Ethan James Alfonso was arraigned on 10 counts of child molestation after meeting a 10-year-old on Roblox. How can this be dealt with? Do your job, Roblox. Do your job. Number 12 says this. In August of 2022, 40-year-old registered sex offender Don Robinson was arrested for felony unlawful contact with a minor, indecent assault, corruption of minors, and criminal use of a communication device after meeting a 14-year-old through Roblox. In January 2023, a federal jury in Grand Island, Nebraska, indicted 26-year-old Tadashi Kojima on charges he willfully and unlawfully kidnapped a 13-year-old and took the minor across state lines with the intent to engage in illegal sexual activity. The child's father told police his son had been communicating with someone while playing Roblox and then was invited to talk on a chat room service. Police found the 13-year-old boy along with Kojima sitting inside a white Toyota Avalon at a Jit and Split convenience store. It's crazy how stuff like that can even happen in the first place. There was a person on my Discord that actually talked about this yesterday, and we have a belief that this boils down to a lack of parenting in society today. 99% of issues that boil with stuff like this is a lack of parenting. How do parents come to the fold of this? Watch your children and watch what these people do, because it is quite literally gonna affect their lives. I'm gonna be honest here. This is actually insane. Number 14 says this. In April 2023, 21-year-old Daniel Baker met a 14-year-old girl through Roblox and allegedly convinced the girl to share nude images. Baker then picked her up from school in Ohio and took her to a park and coerced her to perform sex acts on him. At the time, Baker was out on a bond for a separate pending criminal case also involving a minor. Ultimately, the 14-year-old girl was found crying alone in the bathroom of a Kroger. Absolutely unfortunate. Number 15 says this. In June 2023, 21-year-old Daniel Diaz was arrested for contacting a minor for purposes of committing a felony offense. After meeting with a child he contacted through Roblox, police added that Diaz was possibly in contact with another juvenile victims through Roblox. Number 16 says this. In January 2024, 27-year-old Darius Mataluich was indicted for traveling to sexually abuse an 11-year-old victim he communicated with via Roblox. Once again, it's a trend of just the fact that, how does stuff like this even happen in the first place? It's crazy. In February 2024, 18-year-old Brandon Roy Alvarez was indicted for attempting to coerce a 10-year-old girl to send images to him after befriending her over the gaming platform Roblox. Number 18 says this. On August 20th, 2024, a 21-year-old Chilean man was arrested in LAX airport on suspicion of contacting a minor for a sexual offense after meeting a 13-year-old girl on Roblox and booking an Airbnb near her home. On August 26th, 2024, mind you, the rest of these are all within the last year. 44-year-old Maryland elementary school teacher Mark Cobb was charged with sexual abuse of a minor, child pornography distribution, and possession of child pornography after soliciting photos of a 9-year-old student. The victim told police she chatted with Cobb via phone in the game platform Roblox. Police said they found a black bag filled with children's underwear in his office and added, "We know that there are other victims out there." Absolutely disgusting. Number 20 says this. In October 2024, 36-year-old Tara Alexis Sykes was charged with attempted murder while engaged in aggravated child abuse after she instructed a 10-year-old child on Roblox to kill her 2-month-old sibling with instructions to drown the infant in the bathtub, burn the infant with scalding water, and drop the infant on the floor to kill the infant The infant was injured but survived. Oh my. I bet y'all none of you, I've never heard about this until just now. I bet you none of you have ever heard about this. And yet, Roblox is silent. Absolutely unbelievable. I don't even, gosh, it hurts to even want to continue forward, but I'm going to for the sake of getting this to the general public. This is the next one. It says this. Number 21 says, in January of 2025, so this year, 20-year-old Joseph Randall was arrested for 1 count of pornography involving children under 13, 7 counts of computer-aided solicitation of a minor, and 6 counts of indecent behavior with juveniles after using Roblox to coerce a 14-year-old girl into sending explicit photos, among other crimes. Number 22 says this. In January of 2025, 29-year-old Ryan Romero Ducon was arrested after threatening to kidnap an 11-year-old girl. Number 23. In January 2025, 36-year-old Michael Schablinger was arrested after traveling from Germany to the UK to meet a 13-year-old girl he had been grooming on Roblox for months. This proves it. For months. And yet there's nothing that can be detected at all. Number 24. In March 2025, 31-year-old U.S. Airman David Ibarra was charged with coercing a 9-year-old girl to share sexually explicit images of herself after he posed as a 13-year-old on the gaming site. Number 25 says this. In March of 2025, 31-year-old Alec J. Magel was arrested on 7 felony charges, including unlawful contact with a minor and child sexual abuse material after contacting children soliciting inappropriate photos from children. In April 2025, 27-year-old Matthew Makatsuno Naval allegedly lured a 10-year-old through Roblox and was charged with kidnapping and unlawful sexual conduct with a minor child. Police found the girl in his car at a strip mall in Elk Grove, more than a 4-hour drive from the girl's home in Kern County. Like, how does stuff like this happen? How, dude? Number 27. In May of 2025, 17-year-old Christian Scribbin was arrested for being accused of making kids send him sexual content after meeting them playing Roblox. In May of 2025, 40-year-old Tony Rodriguez was charged with enticement and possession of child pornography after he utilized Roblox to connect with the alleged 11 and 13-year-old girls on Facebook. In April of 2025, William Clark Shepard was arrested after contacting a minor male victim on Roblox and later exchanging sexually explicit photos. And in light of this whole situation, he also mentioned Slep here at the very end. It says this. In June of 2025, 21-year-old Manuel Coronado Gonzalez was arrested after trying to lure a decoy 13-year-old girl. The sting operation was set up by Real Schlep, who Roblox has now banned. The links to all this are all right here, so it's all real stuff that has been covered, whether it be through ABC, Fox, local news posts, stuff of that nature. Schlep even has 2 more instances here where it says, this child predator we confronted earlier today detailed how we would receive child porn via the game Roblox. This isn't the first time I've heard this. If your kids play this game, understand that it is littered with predators. And then there's another case here where it says, we got this convicted child molester arrested yesterday. He had over 1,500 images of child porn, and he was talking to a real 8-year-old girl on Roblox. Like, all this stuff is real. People need to know about this. This cannot be hidden anymore. I do this video not just to talk about explicit content, but to get the idea that this stuff is out there, and I haven't heard about Roblox really doing anything about any of these. And the only thing that Roblox has done about any of these is ban a guy. Do better, Roblox.